Hello and welcome to my page Against All Odds. Today I'm going to try to explain to you what injuries Julia sustained in the accident and where we spent the first few weeks after the accident. Julia's spine broke away from the back of her head. In other words, the clivus broke away from the back of her head on both sides. The clivus is one of the strongest bones in our body, like the femur, in our skeleton. Additionally, Julia suffered 2 cerebral infarctions. She had injuries to the brainstem and the frontal lobes, and she had brain hemorrhages. A fistula formed as a result of the brain hemorrhages. I will explain the fistula to you at a later point. Julia was now in the Horst Schmidt Clinic. By this time, she was being ventilated through a tracheostomy, and she was sedated into a deep coma. Julia must have been in incredible pain. That's why she was put into a deep coma with morphine opiates. Don't forget, Julia was 7 weeks pregnant. Yes, I was with my darling then. It was a difficult time. It was hell. The only thing I could always do was be there for her every second and hold her hand, held it. And then I first had to understand what had happened. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible time. You wouldn't wish that on anyone. It really was hell. I was also on sick leave for the first 2 weeks. I don't even know how I processed all of it. During that time, I was very tired a lot. I still remember that. Every free minute I was with Julia, my parents said I was on autopilot. I wasn't allowed to drive a car during that time. So every day my parents drove me to the Horst Schmidt Clinic. Then I went back home again. The only thing I remember is that I slept a lot, and every day I watched just one movie, Home Alone. I actually watched it every single day. That movie calmed me down. And with that movie, I was able to fall asleep. Yeah, time passed. Every day I heard the same prognosis. Julia will never be able to speak up. Julia will never be able to walk again. She also won't regain consciousness. The brain injuries are just too severe. Yes, during that time in the first 2 weeks, I was on sick leave. Of course, I had talked about the accident everywhere. Then my employer, my supervisors, scheduled a meeting with me. They met with me at the Horst Schmidt Clinic. We met downstairs in the cafeteria here. At one point, I had printed out a picture of a glyphos that had broken out of the head. I then explained to my supervisors what had happened. An incredibly wonderful moment. My supervisors told me, Miguel, no matter how long it takes, take the time you need. We, your employer, stand behind you. And if the situation requires it, we can also offer you a part-time contract. Yes, I think hearing something like that from your employer, especially in such a difficult time, really gives you strength. I think besides that, I was very proud of it, and it also made me strong. Yes, those were the first weeks at the Horst Schmidt Clinic. More in my next video.